that, really, me and my friends, we'd get dropped off, we'd go behind the church and smoke weed, and then we'd go in church and praise and holler at the pretty girls that were in the pews, right? That's all we wanted. That was it. So one night, man, I got left alone at church, and it was me and the youth pastor sitting there hanging out, and he was like, "You want to watch this movie, man?" It was the movie Fight Club on VHS that shows you my age, right? So at the time, I didn't think that movie was something a youth pastor should be trying to watch with a 15-year-old kid, right? So this is my story gets really interesting. So he turns around, he puts the movie in, hit play. It was not Fight Club, it was two lesbians going at it. I was like, wow, right? And now anybody who knows anything about going through trauma, we get triggers, can take us right back to something that happened before. See what I'm saying? So that took me right back to when I was a kid. Okay, and what did I do? I froze up once again, just like I did then. I didn't know what to do. You know, they said when you catch on fire, stop, drop, roll, and get out of there. But I froze. I freeze up. You know what I'm saying? So I had my grandma's phone on me, and it was the size of a 2x4 back then. You know what I mean? So I set the alarm on it for 2 minutes. It went off. I acted like it was my grandma calling me, and I was like, "Hello? Hey, bro, you got to take me home. My grandma's calling." You know what I'm saying? So he took me home. Now, when we go through certain things, the way we process it, kind of like how I'm doing now, is we laugh about it and turn it into a joke, right? We try to lighten the mood. It ain't so serious when it's really serious. So I'm at the school bus stop the next morning, smoking weed with my buddies, getting ready to get on a bus. I told my buddy, "Hey, bro, look, check this out. This preacher tried to watch a porno with me." They're like, "What?"
Gordy.
Like, "Yeah, ain't that crazy?" Like, wow. And they're like, "Oh my God." You know what I mean? But I'm trying to process in my mind as a young kid, you know? So I went to school, I told everybody, except for the teachers. Somebody else told the teachers. It wasn't me. So my school let out at 3:12. It was about 2:45. I get called to the office. Now, I was always in trouble. So I'm going to the office automatically thinking I'm in trouble. I'm trying to hide my lighter, hide my cigarettes, you know what I mean? Everything. I walk in there, there's 3 people with CPS, 2 sheriffs, and all 3 principals of the high school. And they're like, "Mr. Broadus." And I'm like, "Yes," because I really didn't put 2 and 2 together what they're talking about. This lady, all she did was hold up a doll and was like, "Where did that man touch you at?" And I was just like, wow. Like, way to jump straight to it, you know what I mean? But I was like, "Oh, he never touched me." But this is what happened, because I was still trying to process what was going on. Oh, that happened. Dude ended up getting fired. My grandpa was ready to kill him, you know. But long story short, I let that situation, the situation with my mom and dad not raising me and all that stuff, push me away from God for a really, really, really long time. Okay? Anybody see, growing up, man, they had me on all kinds of medicine. They thought I had ADD, ADHD. Really, I was acting out because I wanted attention that I never got from my parents. Now that I look back and I've gotten sober. You know what I'm saying? So they had me on Adderall, Ritalin, all that stuff. Anybody ever heard of Xanax out here in the crowd? Huh? I got NA people or AA people. I used to drink too, so it don't matter. It's all good. We're going to get to... So, I started getting prescribed Xanax by the time I was 18. I used to get 180 yellow bars a month. Who does that? Me. You know, we're real good at manipulation, and we know what doctors want to hear. We'll tell them whatever they want to hear. So, I sit there, man, and I'm taking Xanax one night. Anybody ever had a bright idea on Xanax? Huh? Did any of those ideas ever work? Hell no! You wake up with a Mountain Dew and Sweet Tarts in your pocket you stole from the grocery, that'd be about it. So, I sit there, man, and I'm watching this crime show on TV. I was working at a tattoo shop then. Yeah, I can't tell I'm covered in tattoos. That's what I did for a long time. But I break out in stripes in a bad habit every time I start working at shops. So I gave that up and started working in recovery. But anyways, I'm watching this crime show documentary, and they're talking about these guys making counterfeit money. My bright idea on Xanax, I'm going to make counterfeit money now. You know what I mean? So they told me exactly how to do it on TV. Now, do not leave here and go make counterfeit money because it is a federal charge. That's what I'm building up to. So they told me where to go buy the paper. I went and bought it. They told me what kind of printer they used. We had one at the tattoo shop, thank you. You know what I mean? I was kind of creative, you know what I mean? So I sat there, man, and I started doing that. I had an Arab guy in Louisville on Dixie Highway that would give me he would give me $150 for every $500. I'd give him a counterfeit 20s, and he'd just wash them in his shop. So I'd always take that money after I made it, and after I cut it out, I'd burn it in a burn pile behind my house. Well, this night I was folded, and I did not. And my grandma's a Jehovah's Witness, and she had went to her Kingdom Hall. And when she came home, she saw I was making counterfeit money, so she decided she's going to save my life and call the police on me. By that time in life, I probably done been arrested. I can't tell you how many times. They could never hit me with something real good until now. So I ended up taking 3 years fed time making counterfeit money. I got caught with 11 counterfeit 20s and got 3 years. I did 3 years in Terre Haute prison in Indiana. I did all 3 years because even in prison, I was looking for attention. How retarded can you be? You hear me? Stupid. Like, I'll be the first one to call myself a dumbass. You hear me? Because I got some stories now. So we sat there, man. I got out, and I love riding motorcycles, man. Harley Davidson. I'll keep fighting with this speaker too. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. So I love riding motorcycles, man. Harley Davidson's life for me outside of my kids. And I ended up joining up with a motorcycle club. We was going to Detroit getting 5,000 Oxycontin 80s, the real ones, for any of my old school pain pill people here. And yeah, I hear you. I heard somebody, yeah. We would go to Detroit, get 5,000 OC80s, man, bring them back down to Louisville, get rid of them. But when they started where they gelled up, nobody wanted them, right? So then some Nazi doctor came up with the idea to create Opanas. Anybody ever heard of them yellow stop signs? Woo, there's my people. So we started getting those. Now, I never really did them just because I watched how quick it made people call my phone back. You know what I mean? They get sick, it was over with the OCs, right? But I was a zany head, like, I'd like to be able to hear everything going on around me. I just didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? And then I was in my happy place. So, the girl I was dating at the time, she told me she loved me. She really probably loved me just because I had all those Opanas all the time, truth be told. Now that we're sober, we can look back at that. But I'd see where it just make her head fall forward. As an addict, how do we think? That looks awesome. You know what I mean? Like, what's that do? Oh, that looks great. So I did Opana with her.
Gordy.
I loved it.
My daughter.
You know what I mean? It was right up my alley. And if anybody knows anything about Opanas, you do them 3 or 4 days in a row, you're hit. Huh? I didn't know that. Stupid. Again. So the next day, man, we went for a motorcycle ride that night. Had a fan in the window. You know, when we got back home, knocked out. I'm one of them people I have to have a fan when I go to sleep. Don't ask me why I told you all that. But I would. I'll tell you lots of stuff. So I woke up, man, my nose was running.
Gabby.
I felt kind of achy. My legs hurt.
Call Josh.
But the way my brain works is, well, there was a fan in the window, and we rode the motorcycle all night, so it's probably from that. Let's do another one. Then I felt great. I wasn't sick no more, huh? So, 4 or 5 days, man, now I'm a full-blown Opana junkie. Now, if anybody knows anything about motorcycle clubs, they do not like junkies, right? So I messed that up. Booted out at her. So, whatchamacallit, it really didn't matter because the girl I was dating, her daddy was the vice president of Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Anybody got that insurance? Private insurance? I don't. I'm going to keep it real. I got a good job, make good money. I still got Obamacare. You hear me? Medicaid, baby. So, we sat there, and anytime we needed money, man, she would call her daddy and get money. And I told her I loved her to death. You know what I mean? But she was feeding my habit. That's real. So, one day, man, we couldn't get no money. And Opana started getting scarce, right?
Wait, have you already handed out your shirts?
Next thing you know, anybody ever had I'm right around the corner dope man. Y'all ever had one of those? I'll be here in just a minute, bro. I'm right around the corner. 5 hours later, they show up.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, man. So, I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm standing out here sick as hell, and I do not see you. You know what I mean? Like, you want me to come to you? Nah, bro, sit still. I'll be right there. 2 hours later, he put up. I run outside, And I jump in his car. He's like, yeah, bro, about that pill, I couldn't get it. Why the hell are you here then, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm dying. You know what I mean? I feel like I got pneumonia. And he's over here doing like this, man, to be straight. Because that's when no panic started to fall off. Couldn't nobody get him. And I was like, what's that? He's like, just do it. I was like, all right. My leg stopped hurting. I got goosebumps. I felt better. I was like, damn, what was that? He was like, that's boy. So what the hell is boy, man? He said, heroin. I said, I don't think I need to be doing heroin, bro. I just don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And here's how he sold it to me, because this is how we are when we're out there in the madness. He's like, well, you know those pain pills, they got ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff in them. I'm like, I'm feeling it by then. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, this is straight opiate. It ain't got none of that in it. And you're giving me $65 a pill. I'll give you a bag of this for $20. What? I should have been doing heroin the whole time. Right? No, hell no. But that's how he sold it to me. I'm gullible, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right. Well, give me 3 bags of that for $60, and I got $5. I can actually buy a pack of cigarettes instead of doing roll-ups all day. You hear me? So, did that, took it back in the house. It was probably 2 weeks later. Y'all ever seen the movie Ray about Ray Charles? Huh? I missed the whole point of that fucking movie. You hear me? Oh, sorry. They need a parental advisory sticker to come with me. So, I sat there, man, I'm watching this movie about a guy who loses everything in his life due to heroin. Right? The only thing I took away from that movie was, how does he do that heroin being blind like that? Huh? Yeah, I ain't figured out how to shoot dope yet. So I called a buddy of mine that's diabetic. Anybody have those friends? Woo! Y'all stay away from me. No, I'm playing. I said there, man, and I told him, I said, hey, you got one of them needles over? I'm trying to shoot this dope. It was like, yeah, bro, right on over. My friends were horrible, you hear me? So, I probably poked myself 20 times, and I figured it out. Once I did, it was off to the races. Now, one day, me and my old lady was dope sick, man. She couldn't get no money from her daddy because he was out playing golf with his buddies, what they do. So, I said, well, you gonna go in the house and take something, player. I ain't gonna be sick all day. You know what I mean? Been there, done that. I know y'all have too. She said, I don't know if I really want to take from my dad. Are you gonna be sick all day or you gonna go get better? Let's go.
Gordy.
So she goes over there, I'm waiting outside. She comes back out. She brought out a presidential Rolex, which was his retirement gift from Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. It said Anthem on the face. I swear to you, I ain't lying. Look, she's laughing at me. So I'm like, hell yeah, straight to the pawn shop, took the Broadway downtown Louisville. I went, pawned that thing. He said, I'll give you $2,000. I said, sold. Do I gotta sign anything or what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gone. So 2 days later, he knew I pawned the Rolex. He got a detective because they got money like that. And I had another warrant. Ended up getting arrested on that. I go back and forth the whole time, man. So I got arrested on that charge, man. My first off, they gave me 6 years on that. Receiving stolen property over $10,000 and possession of heroin. All right, I was only out 9 months. 9 months. That judge is like, you just did 3 years. You've been out 9 months. Why are you in front of me? I'm trying to hide my arms. You know what I mean? Like, so I took that case, man. You know, and even it shows how ignorant we are when we're out there, dude. The police was like, they didn't even see you on camera going in the house and taking the Rolex. If you tell us that she took it, we can drop the receiving stolen. You just take the possession of heroin that carries a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I love that girl. Hell no. What is wrong with us, dude? Y'all do that shit all over again? Hell yeah, she took the damn watch. Hell yeah, she took it. I'll call the police on your heartbeat today. You hear me? I don't call me what you want to, player. Huh? I don't care what you say. I live a different life today. So I did that 6 years, man. I did 14 months on it. I did SAT. I got God back in my life through a program, Celebrate Recovery. I got involved in a program called Malachi Dads while I was behind the fence on that one. It's based on the book of Malachi in the Bible, chapter 4, verses 3 through 4. It talks about returning the hearts of the children to the fathers and the hearts of the fathers to the children. At this point in my life, I've already had 5 kids. I didn't say anything about them because I was never a father to them. I was too worried about getting high. All right, that's real. Anybody relate to that? There's my people. Brutal honesty. That's what we do every day. Rigorous honesty. I love y'all for that. So me and my oldest daughter Lyric, we was always kind of close. Me and my youngest daughter Symphony youngest daughter Symphony was never close. But me and my oldest daughter Lyric was. So Lyric was kind of tired of my shit by then, so she didn't write me back, but Symphony did. I was what's called a jailhouse daddy. I wanted to act like a dad when I got locked up. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Dad's locked up again. Even though you haven't heard from me in 7 months. You know what I mean? Like, I love you. So we sit there and she wrote me a letter, man. And it was all this long, and all she said was, Dad, I really don't care what you did this time, but when you get out, I just want you to be my dad. Now, I've heard that a million times, just like anybody else sitting out here has. You know what I mean? But for some reason, this time the light bulb said, click. I realized I was becoming the same father to my kids that I resented so much growing up that was not there for me.
I'm so sad.
I did that 14 months, walked it out. Now, I wish I could say my life was peachy keen after that, but it's not. I sat there and I was out 2 years, ended up moving back to Bardstown, Kentucky, where I'm from. I met a girl. We was together for 2 years, only married 3 months. Right? There's a catch to that. So, I was working at a tattoo shop, man, coming home late all the time. I came home real late one night, and all her stuff was gone. Now, it kind of blew my mind, and I'm the most codependent person you will ever meet in your life. Do not smile at me, because I'm like, oh, she loves me. That's me. I'm that guy. We sit there, and nobody tell me that they talked to her. I was like, I ain't talked to her, bro. I called her dad. He ain't talked to her. Everybody said they hadn't talked to her. So I'm with a buddy at a pool hall shooting some pool, and my buddy comes running up. He's like, hey, bro, your wife is in the car you just bought her with some dude driving it. I said, no. He said, yeah, look out the window, right there. So I look, y'all see how little I am. I suffer from little man syndrome too. My mouth is horrible, okay? I think I'm 8 foot up sometimes. I'm not. I've taken a lot more losses, I swear to God, than wins. But I go outside, try to get dude out the car, he won't get out. So the police drive by, hit their brakes, and I was like, my buddy said, hey man, look, the police know you. Get back inside before you go to jail. And I'm like, I ain't even done nothing yet. He's like, get inside because you will go to jail. You know, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. So I go back inside, man, I'm watching them out the window. They're on their phones. And my buddy's like, man, leave it alone. They gonna leave. I'm like, nah, they on their phones. They call more people to come up here. He was like, well, what are you gonna do? I said, I don't know, but I gotta do something. You hear me? If anybody in this crowd suffers from pride and ego, still today, when you leave here, leave it at this park and don't pick it back up.
Ooh.
It's real. So I sit there, I see them get out. There's guys playing pool, so I grab a pool stick like I'm a Jackie Chan everybody. You know what I mean? Like, but she come walking in. I wanted to whack her. I didn't because I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? And but as soon as he walked in, I whacked him. Bam! It ain't funny though, I swear. As soon as I hit that dude, man, it shattered his cheekbone, broke his orbital socket, his eyeball flung out his head. He went into a seizure while he was standing up. I'm just standing there like, whoa, what did you do? So, like three or four people jumped on me, man, got me down. I ended up weaseling my little way out of that, jumped on my Harley and was gone. You ever seen them cowboy movies as they ride out his hand like, wow, that was me. Next, if a detective, here's some advice. If a detective ever calls you, do not get smart and hang up on him. They do not like that. Okay? I sat there, man, and this detective called me. He's like, this is such and such with Hardin County Task Force. Rumor has it, you hit this guy from behind with a pool stick. Well, that ain't really how it went down. He said, well, how'd it go down? I said, well, I was at this place, man. My wife shot up with another dude. Some stuff got said and somebody got hurt. He said, that ain't how I heard it went down. I said, well, you better call my lawyer, player. And I hung up on him. He was pissed. So I'm working at a tattoo shop. 2 days later, the Hardin County Task Force kicks in the door to all 3 tattoo shops the guy owns that I work for, my grandma's house, and my apartment. Guns drawn, looking for me. I wasn't at any of those places. I was at Walmart. So my phone's blowing up. Everybody's wondering, like, where are you at? The police is here. They done took 2 people to jail from the shop. I'm like, I ain't telling you where I am. Stupid.